to the morning show.
Yeah.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning.
Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Good morning, world. Welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. We are being watched in Malaysia right now, Australia, Canada,
South America. We have viewers in South America. We have had
Which
people
part
message.
of South America?
Don't
specifically?
test me right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Italy as well. Good morning, and of course everyone in Singapore. Our special guest for this morning is executive pastry chef from the Pan Pacific Singapore. Don't we love the Pan Pacific?
Oh my
Singapore?
gosh, we do.
We love the Pan Pacific Singapore so much. Edina Si is with us. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, chef. I mean, we love sweets. We love pastries. How awesome is it that you get to do this every day?
Pretty awesome. That's why you can see, this uniform is a bit tight-fitting.
No, it's not. I think it's very loose, actually. I'm so happy that you're here this morning, Edina. You've brought the whole of the Pacific Emporium here to the Kiss 92 studio.
Yeah, I was afraid you guys might be hungry, after starting at 6 in the morning. So we brought some cake, some breakfast pastries for you guys also.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the Pacific Emporium. Like, what do you guys have? You have sweet, savory. What do you guys serve up?
Oh, actually, the Pacific Emporium is quite a large space at the lobby of Pan Pacific Hotel. So in general, we have a cake counter there. We also have breakfast pastries, so Danish pastries, croissants, muffins. We also have a small deli counter because we do our own sausages and hams. And then we also have a small dining in area where you can order like local favorites or like all-day dining favorites like salads and stuff like that.
Oh, right,
I love
okay.
sausages and ham, just for your information. I love a good ham and cheese sandwich. I think I make a good ham and cheese sandwich,
yeah?
but I'm sure, Adina, one of these days you make one for me, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Ham and cheese sandwiches are my favorite.
That your Achilles heel. I bet you
Yes.
she's got like a ham and cheese something in
I
there.
actually do.
Oh,
I actually have
oh.
a ham and cheese pan Swiss. So it's made with the Virginia ham that the hotel actually produces by themselves.
Oh, yeah?
Glenn?
Yeah, and then you can try it later. Yeah.
It's intermittent fasting.
After 10.
Will tempt him.
Okay. All
If
right.
you want to see all these pastries and continue our conversation with Edina, you have to join us on The Big Show TV on Facebook and YouTube. It's Kiss 92 FM.
And you know what? The Pan Pacific Singapore, they also have an amazing buffet going on at the Edge.
The Chinese New Year buffet.
Yeah, the four of us, as in Angel, Shalini, Cheyenne, and myself, visited the Pan Pacific Singapore on Friday.
We did.
And we're going to be playing some highlights from that on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Miles Smith. Wait for you on Kiss 92.
I see a fight in those demons.
Okay, so we're going to play the video for you to show you a little bit more about the Edge offerings. And it's very cool because you have the video, right? It's cool because they allow you to make your own yusheng. It's like a yusheng buffet, which we thought was awesome.
All right, here we go.
There it is. And you had the truffle dressing, didn't you?
Oh, the truffle dressing was surprisingly good, man. It was new to me. The Big Show, we had a big table.
Yeah, table 88.
So good.
Nice number.
Yeah, it was a
Thank
good
you.
number.
Thank you, Jeremy. You were so good to us. Jeremy rocks.
And what was that you were having? Oh, the char kway teow.
Oh yeah, I had a bit of the char
Char
kway
kway teow,
teow.
and there was chili
Then I had
crab.
the what do you call the braised pig trotters.
Oh.
I put it together with my char kway teow.
A good selection of foods, see the mantou and the chili crab. That's the pasta station.
So good.
So much variety. There you go.
Everything is so good.
Proof that Glenn does eat.
I eat a lot. Okay.
There you go. Are these your pastries then,
Yes.
Edina?
Yes.
These are yours, yeah?
Beautiful.
What was that I tried? The nian gao.
Nian
Is that
gao.
yours as well? The nian gao?
No.
I think
No, don't-
that's the local counter.
The local counter,
Yeah.
right? Okay, different. It was very, very good. First time I'm trying nian gao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burnt her mouth.
No, I didn't. It was very good. It was perfect.
Look, that's beautiful.
All the chocolates, chocolate box, salads. Yeah, it's good. So they've got this special Chinese New Year. Oh,
Hey, I didn't get his name. He was also very helpful.
Rex.
Huh?
Rex.
Rex.
Yeah.
Okay, Rex and Jeremy helped us out.
And this is your cake. This is the blue pea,
Yes, correct.
lychee cake,
Yes,
Light-
Light. Lychee calamansi.
which is here.
which
you
is
see?
a smaller version.
We have the small version here.
It's so light and so sort of airy. It's got a great fruity flavor to it. Very, very nice.
Okay, tell you what, Edina, introduce the cakes to us, okay? First one.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me show everyone who's watching us on Facebook as well as YouTube right now.
So that is the hazelnut citrus mochi tart. It's a seasonal thing, so it's gonna be on until about March or April. So that's a slice of the quarter that we're actually trying out at the Pacific Emporium. And then after that, in April, we'll change it to something else.
Beautiful. Look at that. Mochi tart. So nice.
So you see bits of white mochi on top. Yeah.
Very nice.
Next up.
Next would be the chestnut shortcake. So the regular shortcakes that you see outside, is usually sponge and cream. But this time we're trying to do something a bit different, a bit modern. It's actually sponge coated with chestnut cream outside. And then we use Japanese chestnuts and also French chestnuts.
It looks like a little pillow.
Yeah.
I love the way it looks. I'm just dying to see. Is it soft? Does it crack? Is it what's the texture on the outside?
Looks like the Apple iPod's case.
Yeah.
It's actually sprayed with a velvet spray. So we spray it lightly so it doesn't really crack that much.
Okay.
So when you actually put your fork into it, it just...
It's like a cake.
Yeah, it just
Right,
goes in
okay.
nicely.
Sorry. Did I say iPods? I mean AirPods.
AirPods.
Okay. Here we go.
And then
This is
one of our signatures. So it's the calamansi, the blue pea lychee calamansi cake. It's something that I came up with for the Pacific Emporium.
Oh, nice. So it's unique
Yeah.
to Pan Pacific.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
So
This could possibly be the most popular cake.
currently it is. It's selling actually pretty well. Not only because of the color, because of the taste as well.
Okay.
Because lychee is a favorite for everybody. And then we try to keep the juiciness, by not cutting up too much.
Too finely, right? Yeah.
So you get chunks of it.
So when
Yeah.
the foreigners come and they say lychee, do you correct them or not? It's lychee, okay, lychee.
And
Lai,
then,
lai, lai.
next up would be something that is quite familiar to everyone. So it's actually a blueberry cheesecake.
Oof.
Yeah, so we swirl like blueberry compote inside, and then we top it off with fresh blueberries.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah, so
Just pop the whole thing in my okay, like two bites.
at least.
2 bites. And what is this? This is so
little
pretty.
caterpillar.
and so this is
Lemon?
No, it's actually mango cheese tart.
Okay.
It was actually inspired by Joe Loves. So we're having her amenity in our hotel also. So
Joe Malone.
Yes.
Joe- Joe
yeah,
Loves?
Joe Malone, yeah.
Joe
So
Malone,
she has
London, right?
another-
Yeah.
She has another brand called Joe Loves.
Oh, Joe Loves.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so she came over during Christmas,
Yeah.
to do the Christmas light up and everything. So this tart was actually inspired by one of her perfumes.
Oh.
Yeah,
So you said it was mango?
Yeah, so it's actually a cheese tart at the bottom, and then with mango whipped ganache and also fresh mangoes on top.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, then we
Very
zest it.
tropical.
Yeah, we zest it with some fresh lime, so it looks quite heavy, but it's actually very light.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
last one,
And
chocolate.
this is me.
Yes, so this would be the Manjari rum raisin cake.
Oh, rum
Yeah.
raisin.
So it's quite heavy on the rum. I think most rum lovers would find that it's quite alright.
Okay.
Yeah, but those that can't really take alcohol, then maybe stay away.
There were these little rum truffles at the counter. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
it
there
was quite strong on
the
the rum.
rum soft chocolate. That's the one that you see right at the
Oh,
top.
okay.
Oh, I love it,
okay.
man. Love it. Growing up, I'm so much older than you, Edina. That's why. When I was growing up in the 70s, my mom would love to go down to this confectionery place and buy rum balls.
Oh,
With the
So it would
chocolate
be
rice.
I think it's a sponge kind of ball and then coated with chocolate rice.
Yes, correct.
But then
And
it
they
was
soak
quite...
it in rum, I think.
But I don't remember it being spongy. I remember
is
it
it?
being quite gooey on the inside.
Well, you're also from the 70s.
No.
Kind
Much
of
later.
Not really spongy because it's soaked with the syrup. But
Yeah.
when you eat into it, it's very moist.
Very
Yeah.
moist
Yeah.
inside.
But you know what my
right?
mom used to say before? It's like, oh, not enough rum. So this,
This one definitely has
I
enough.
think I need to bring her to the Pan Pacific Hotel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you take that to her. We've got lots of these.
Because now she's older. I try to control her eating. She's got a sweet tooth, she. Oh. Yeah, she's almost 80 already. So these days, I feel like on some days I need to starve her. The way, make her intermittent fast.
He's terrible. He chains her up and locks her in a cage as well.
No, that's not true. I love my mommy. Okay, going back on air.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the BKE towards the PIE right after the SLE exit, look out for a broken down vehicle. If you spot anything else, it's 8855-0920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. The new Big Show and The New Big Show TV. Our guest for today is the lovely Edina Si, executive pastry chef from the Pan Pacific, Singapore. Doing okay, Edina?
Still okay, still okay.
This is Adina's first radio interview, and we are so happy that, basically, this is the first time you're doing radio, and you're doing the radio interview with us.
Very thankful for you guys to invite me also.
Because you know why? Now you'll remember us for the rest of your life.
Definitely.
First radio show.
Chef Edina, we're so happy to have you here. For anyone that's listening in, how did you actually get into pastry making? Was it something that you always wanted to be when you grew up, when you were small?
Actually, I was quite influenced by my grandmother growing up. She was a very good cook. She made a lot of desserts at home. And then when I was about 9 or 10, I actually kind of started learning how to cook from my mom. And then I think about a year after O-levels, my dad encouraged me to go into pastry and actually cooking mainly full time to study. So he shipped me off to Paris, and then it was there where I started, like, because at the age when you're so young, you're amazed by everything that you see because it's your first time, right? So you see all the artistic creations by the French chefs and everything. So I decided, okay, I think I'm gonna stick to pastry instead of cooking.
Because it's cook. Yeah. I mean, like with not to say that cooking you don't get that creativity and that artistic flair, but with baking and pastry making, it is a real science to it, isn't there?
Yes, it is. What I like actually about pastry is because, like as you said, there's an artistic flair. You can actually do stuff, with dough, with sugar, with chocolate, and then actually build sculptures or showpieces, interesting stuff. You can do it with cuisine, also like hot food and everything. But I think for pastry, it's much finer and it's much easier also to do it for me.
I can only imagine what you do for your family members when birthday comes around, right?
Yeah, are you the one that always makes the cakes?
Used to, but I got a bit too busy at work. So usually, like for my dad, because his birthday always comes up during Chinese New Year. So his favorite is like the suji cake. So I'll always have suji cake for him.
Oh,
suji.
wow.
Is he Eurasian?
He's not actually, but for some reason he just loves suji cake. So he's the very old school type. He likes rum and raisin, so that's why I came out with the rum and raisin cake. And then currently at Edge, the Chinese New Year buffet, there's a suji cake. So that's one of the cakes that I made for him also.
Yeah, actually that generation, they love simple cakes. Like that.
Forward cakes.
Yeah. Does he like it with icing or without icing for the suji cake?
Oh, without.
Yeah,
he just loves the buttery taste. Yeah, and then the crunch of the semolina and the almonds also.
Everyone loves suji.
Suji cake.
We would love to try your suji one of these days. Is it going to be available at the Pan Pacific maybe one day?
Oh, it's currently available at Edge, at the dessert buffet.
Oh, right, we missed that.
For Chinese New Year, we are having it on the menu.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I think I'll bring my mom down
Looks like you
to
gotta
the
go
Edge
back. Yeah.
for this Chinese New Year buffet.
Can
Just
come again.
let her try. Yeah, okay. We're talking to Edina Si, executive pastry chef from the Pan Pacific, Singapore. And at this point in time, we want to say hi to Melvin, who might be watching us.
And Elaine.
Melvin might be back from his golf trip already. And Elaine as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
All right, it's 8:18.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by...
What's your favorite thing to make? Let's not include stuff that you make for work.
Okay.
But the favorite thing to make in the kitchen.
Wow. You mean for desserts?
It could be for anything.
Want
to hear directly from the chef.
Actually, I like to make simple cakes. I like to make simple cakes. So something straightforward, the mousse cakes and everything, they're very nice because you got different layers, different textures and everything. But for something that I can eat every day, something very simple like those butter cake.
I was about to say.
Or like vanilla shortcake, that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like butter cakes.
Butter cakes are nice. Yeah, nice and simple.
Yeah.
Is it the same as a pound cake? Because
Yes.
growing up, I used to buy. My dad used to love just buying
a simple
Sara Lee. Remember
oh
Sara
my gosh,
Lee?
yes, of course.
yeah.
With
Is
the
that-
chocolate swirl.
Yeah. Is that a pound cake or is a pound cake a butter cake?
They're very similar. Yeah, but actually you can consider them as the same. Yeah.
I love them because you can layer them. So you can put ice cream on top.
Yeah.
You can put chocolate sauce on top. You can put anything you want on top of it, right? Like with all these that you have here, you have to eat them as is. You don't add on, you don't take away.
Yeah.
What inspires your cakes? Clearly, the ramen raisin was inspired by your dad because he loves ramen raisin. But the rest, what about the blue pea lychee?
Okay. So for the blue pea lychee calamansi, I like what kind of inspires me for cakes is actually I like to make what I like to eat.
Okay.
So, yeah. Basically everything here I like to eat. Yeah, and for the blue pea lychee, it's actually for me because like when you think about local cakes, right, local combinations and stuff like that, you will always think durian, pandan, So for me, I felt like why not try to make something that is still local but put a twist to it. So for the blue pea lychee calamansi, blue pea flower, it's very reminiscent of Peranakans.
Yeah.
And in our region, of course. And then lychees, it's like an Asian favorite. And then for calamansi, it's also a local citrus. So I try to mix and match the ingredients together, and it came out pretty nice. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love the color blue. I love everything blue, right? And the thing is, the color is because of the blue pea.
Yes.
So it's all natural. I mean, for some
It
people
is.
who are thinking like, hey, how come
What coloring is that?
and all that? No, it's natural blue pea.
If you do a lot of walks in Singapore, you'll actually see them growing in random places. I do my walks with my dog, and I see the little purple flower. And so many people like Eurasian cooking, they use it in their rice.
Yes.
They use it in their drinks, and it's such a pretty ingredient to use.
Yeah.
Right.
So actually, like one of the inspirations was also when I was in Thailand, because I like to try new stuff when I travel, right? So I think I was in one hotel, and then one of the welcome drinks was actually the blue pea drink.
Yep.
And then they do a show in front of you where
With
they
the
add
lime,
lemon,
yes.
and then they stir it and it becomes purple.
Yes.
So
Was
I
it
thought
Phuket?
nice. No, it was in Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Yeah, they do that
Okay.
a lot because then when
Yeah.
you mix the lime, the calamansi in, it becomes purple.
Yeah, it just changes in front of you. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god, wow. Yeah.
Nice.
So cool. Now, Edina, what is a typical day at the Pan Pacific Hotel like for you? Is it very busy?
What time do you get there?
So for my team, we have we have a baker team and a pastry team. So for the baker team, they come in at 4:30 in the morning. So they will start to prepare the breakfast items for each for the hotel guests, and then they'll also prepare the stuff at the Pacific Emporium. And then for the pastry team, so we have usually 2 to 3 shifts. The ones that come in at 8 a.m. in the morning, they'll start to get ready for the day's event, the lunch buffet, prepare the cake counter stuff, and then also the hotel amenities, so like the room amenities, the cakes that you get. And then after that, they'll start with production and then also preparing for the next day. And for the afternoon shift, they come in around like 12:30. They will actually prepare for the next day. They continue, and then they also take care of the evening's functions and also the dinner buffet.
No joke, the hotel line is, it's busy.
Non-stop.
Every single department.
How many people are you in charge of?
Currently, with me included, we're about 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your duties? What do you make sure everyone gets right? How do you delegate?
I have a couple of team leaders. So we're split into mainly 2 teams for pastry. So one side takes care of banquet and buffet, and the other takes care of the cake counter and the amenities. So they have the team leaders who actually supervise, the juniors, and then they will make sure that everything is okay. So for myself, I actually give the final check. Sometimes, when everything's set up, I'll go out, have a look, and then also do random checks, make sure the quality is okay, standard is there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one pastry that you
There
would...
we got a picture there.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's my team.
Okay.
Not everyone is there because some of them are on their off days. But there's my assistant, who's the tallest guy, holding something up in the air. Yeah,
So I chopped someone's head off.
he's going to hit someone.
very excited. And then the 2 older ladies, they have been there for many years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're actually the backbone of Pastry Kitchen.
Where are the older ladies? I don't see any old
Everyone
ladies.
looks so young.
The one beside me, behind the red cake, and then the one
Second
over
from the
here,
left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or first from the left.
And the second one over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
They've
so,
been there for... they've got many years of experience.
20 over years. Yeah.
What's the one thing you would never, ever make? Is there anything?
Anything to do with Chinese celery.
Chinese celery.
Yeah.
Coriander? Like
No,
the
coriander
other,
is coriander. It's the
the other one that
has-
gets mistaken for
Yes,
coriander. Oh my god, I
exactly.
bought that before at the supermarket.
Yeah,
I come back,
it's-
I'm like, this is not coriander.
Yeah. So I love coriander,
Yeah.
but Chinese celery just has this taste that, it's quite... I really don't like it.
What is it
Chinese
used
celery?
for? Yeah, it looks exactly like
You know when you eat
coriander.
mirabus or misoto and then they put something green on top?
That's not coriander.
No, that's not coriander.
That's Chinese celery.
Yes. And then for if you eat like bak chor mee and then, they put some green stuff, that's the one also.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've not noticed. Chicken rice?
Chicken
No.
rice?
It's
That's
coriander,
that's coriander.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's coriander.
Yeah, so it looks exactly like coriander.
Yeah.
You can mistake it until you look at I realize it's the roots that you got to look at.
Oh, okay.
For me, because roots, the Chinese, the coriander has those roots.
Yes.
The Chinese coriander, I feel, does not have the same kind of roots.
Oh.
Touch
Yeah.
the shoe.
Yeah.
you're
I'm
veg-
vegetarian. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I don't eat You said shu is leaves.
No, no,
is
it means
No,
vegetarian.
Oh, does it really mean vegetarian?
Yeah,
Sounds so
vegetarian.
bad though when you convert it to English. It's like
I didn't say you eat grass. At least I didn't
shu
say you
is
eat grass.
what is shu? Trees.
No, it's vegetarian.
No, but the word on its own?
It's just like veggie.
Yeah.
lah,
Veggies. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Any vegan cakes on your menu? Or just-
Currently, we don't have
Okay.
vegan cakes yet.
Okay.
But we do have a...
Don't bother about the vegans. I feel sometimes they
Oh,
are like.
stop it. I'm just asking for anyone who's
Oh,
watching.
okay.
I'm not vegan.
We do have a low gluten cake because our kitchen handles gluten, right? So we can't call it gluten free even though there's no flour inside.
Because of contamination.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so we do have one at the cake counter actually.
Okay.
It's called Single Origin, so it's kind of like a chocolate fudge cake.
Ooh, that sounds good.
All right, going for a traffic update.
I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia. When you're in the party, bumping that beat. 666 with the Princess Street. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia. Bumping that, bumping that, bumping that. Bumping that, bumping that, bumping that.
Kiss 92 Traffic.
On the BKE towards the PIE, a broken down vehicle has been spotted after the Mandai Road exit. Wherever you are, if you spot anything, it's 88550920.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We have been speaking to Edina Si, the executive pastry chef at the Pan Pacific Singapore, a hotel we all love. And I just want to shout out to everyone at the Pan Pacific Singapore. All of you are doing a fantastic job. I always feel so welcome when I drive up, and I valet my car and the gentleman at the entrance. I can't remember his name. But he's been there for quite a number of years, and he's always so welcoming. And then the moment you walk into the hotel, it's so
It's
nice.
lovely, yeah. It's got such an old world charm yet modern feel to it, because it's been around for 38
Yeah,
years.
I feel it's very
beautiful.
modern, like now
Yeah.
more than ever before.
And then Plume in the lobby as well.
Yes.
The bar in the lobby is really nice. But right now we're talking about you, Chef Edina, and your work at Pan Pacific Singapore, and of course at the Pacific Emporium. Is there an industry secret you could share with us? Something that only you as a pastry chef or you in the F&B industry would know, and us regular lay people won't.
I think TV shows kind of glamorize pastry chefs a lot. So a lot of young interns, they come in, people who are looking to join the industry, they come in and they feel like, they're going to do a lot of things, this and that. But I think it's also a lot about grit, determination. It's not only about creativity, trying to produce like the best cakes or the nicest tasting, but it's also a lot about character development. To do something every day, the same thing over and over again, is actually training yourself. And I think a lot of people don't see that part of pastry actually. Yeah. So
a lot of these TV shows just glamorize things to the point. I mean, it's for TV at the end of the day, right? So you have to manage expectations
For
in
sure,
that
for
sense.
sure. Yeah.
yeah, so I have a lot of interns that come in, they think they'll be like, oh my god, I'm going to be a superstar
Yeah.
overnight.
Straight away.
Yeah, and then once they they do it, and then they realize, oh my god, I'm just doing the same thing day by day, and then they get very frustrated. They'll feel like, why are you so strict? Why does this strawberry have to be at this angle, or this cake tag has to be that angle? And then we try to explain to them, but a lot of them get so frustrated, and then they'll kind of break down, and they'll cry. And then I always tell them, it's okay to cry, it's human, but what you decide at the end of it really matters. Like, do you continue and cry and give up, or you actually pick yourself up and tell, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, it requires a lot of patience.
Yes.
Do you ever tell them, like, do you know what I went through in Paris? I'm so much nicer to you guys. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's a new generation also.
This is true.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Strawberry generation? Well, thank you very much, Edina, for coming in
Thank
today.
you for having me.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you for being so generous. All the cakes, and we've got
I
more.
hope you guys enjoy it also.
More cakes over there as well.
100% we're going to enjoy these. Thank you for bringing them in.
Thank you so much,
you.
Edina. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
We've been speaking to Edina, who is the master pastry chef at the Pan Pacific Singapore. Coming up next, Nian Tjoe, right here on The Big Show and The Big Show TV.
Hello, we are back. And we have our senior transport correspondent, Nian Tjoe, in the studio with us.
Nian Tjoe, where have you been?
Hello.
We haven't seen you in a long time. Went for a long holiday?
No, I was in the office.
That's his
Been
holiday.
working on the street.
Just not with us. Okay, so what's the latest on the streets then?
So there's an ongoing project to actually give a fleet of our public buses a facelift, right? An upgrade. Yeah, so
Okay.
actually a colleague on the team went to visit the contractor that was doing the single decker buses.
Okay.
And to understand what is done. So it's really fun in that. I mean, okay, so baseline, a public bus in Singapore can be used for up to 17 years,
Okay.
right? So along the way, the buses are maintained, the usual maintenance and servicing is done by the operators. There are like 4 operators in Singapore. Now, these buses belong to the LTA, so, the government. And the idea was that because these buses are reaching the halfway mark, they're about 10 years old, that they take them out to do this upgrading just to improve the fittings inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 17 years is a long time, man.
Up
As in
to
like
17 years.
per
yeah.
bus.
Yes.
So are they electric buses or
No, so these
petrol buses?
these buses. Well, they're 10 years old, so they're diesel buses.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, in Singapore, we've stopped buying so-called pure diesel buses now.
Okay.
Yeah. So any new bus that's coming in, there's a fleet of electric buses that are slowly being fed into the system. They're entering some routes now.
Okay.
The other new buses will at least otherwise be hybrids, diesel hybrids.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the whole idea is, of course, to move it towards lowering the emissions from land transport. But I think on Glenn's point, wow, 17 years sounds very long, right? Can you imagine if we were dumping these buses every 5 or 6 years?
That's
Right.
true as well,
Right?
yeah.
So it's that balance between you want to use it, keep them in good shape, right? I mean, mechanically, that's for the emissions and everything. But I think in this case, the upgrades which is done to the cabin is really for the comfort of passengers.
Okay.
Oh, I'm seeing this interactive thing on the article link that you sent. Wheelie good? Is that did you come up with that? Singapore's public buses get a facelift.
Wheelie
good.
I can't take credit.
Really good. Really good.
Man.
You know, I was thinking 17 years is a long time because, I mean, for our cars, like after 10 years, we can extend
Yeah.
for another 5 years or whatever, right? So this one is like one time 17 years. So I thought,
That's a good stretch, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it
I
shows
mean-
that they're not
Yeah.
just flipping buses for the fun of it,
yeah.
So there's always a bit of tension because you go, look, we've been told, or rather, if you look at the incentives and everything, private individuals and companies are urged to get onto the electric bandwagon, right? Get rid of your combustion engine, go for electric. And then you go, how come the government is so slow in implementing? We were like, it's a handful of electric buses that are only starting. I mean, there was a trial before. Then last year it was announced that there was all these new buses that's coming.
Yeah.
And then can it be faster? But I think the counterpoint is you'll be wasting what are really serviceable, good, well-maintained machines, right? In exchange for this, and also I think in the course of it, you're also incurring more waste.
So we're not switching the buses up; they're getting a facelift.
Yes.
right.
So
So,
they're
we
getting
can
up
talk
Over
about that.
6,000.
600.
600.
600.
So we'll talk about that
we
when
have
we
just
go
under
back on.
6,000 public buses.
Okay.
Oh, we do? Okay. Coming up.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the BKE towards the PIE after the Woodlands checkpoint, look out for a vehicle that's having trouble. If you spot anything, and the number is 8855509020.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our second guest for this morning is our senior transport correspondent from the Straits Times, Nian Tjoe. Good morning, Nian Tjoe.
And
Good
it's all
morning.
about the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, because we're refurbishing 600 buses.
Yes.
How are you, Nian Tjoe? First
I
and
am
foremost, we
good.
haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Been getting wet out on this road, but it's okay. It's good here.
Today looks like an okay day so far. As I was saying, 600 buses are getting refurbished.
Yes.
What exactly happens with refurbishment of
So
a bus?
the focus is really getting the inside to work better. I mean, mechanically, you expect that these buses are maintained, that they serve us. These are public buses, right? So you're talking about, are the engines running? Is the aircon cold and all that? That's by default. So the upgrade is really about changing out, things that us as passengers actually touch, right? It's the seats, it's the floor, and things like that, which actually is a pretty labor-intensive job because each vehicle on a single deck bus takes 7 days roughly thereabouts to do it. And it's a mix of, it's obviously, it cannot be automated because these things have to be, carefully removed.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, there's even... Yeah, just
Don't
We
have
have to change the
manpower.
carpet also, lah.
Yes,
Because after so many
exactly.
years, right? It's
Yeah.
carpeted, right?
Do
these
we
days?
have carpets on the buses?
Yeah, there is like a
Some.
felt
Oh,
like
right,
surface,
okay.
very short hair one.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a fair bit of work that goes into this, and all these buses are slated to be completed to upgrade by the end of January.
Very good, very nice.
And you said we have a total of 6,000.
Thereabouts, yes.
So that's
6,000
about
buses.
10% of
Yeah.
them that are getting
Yeah,
upgraded.
and also
Okay.
along the way, as these running buses that are in operation are getting upgraded, make sure they can continue to do the job well. You also have new buses that have been introduced, so
Okay.
there is
Oh,
a
right.
refreshment as they come of age, because by law these public buses can only be used for up to 17 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And these buses that are being refurbished are how old, would you say?
About 10.
10 years,
Yeah,
right? Okay, so halfway.
they're about halfway mark.
Okay.
About right, huh?
Yep.
About the right time.
Then they go to the bus graveyard.
Really?
Or
17
hotels.
years.
Remember,
Oh.
there's a bus hotel.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
quite
so they
fun.
do get reused.
I think there are all
once in a
these
while.
different. I mean, I've spoken with the operators before, and they have. It's not as if all the buses can be repurposed, but for example, one particular meaningful one that I remember was this is from SBS Transit that actually gave the buses one of their buses into one of the schools that's meant for kids who are just to help them to learn how to get using the bus.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that's a great
I think it's
use.
St Andrews.
Okay.
I don't remember. Yeah, but so basically, it's these buses, because it's part of our daily lives.
And they find a purpose
They
after
find a
that.
purpose out of them, and out there also there are all these bus enthusiasts that could recognize one model from the next, just as aircraft enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an
I've,
interesting thing.
I have very fond memories of buses. I have to say, I used to take a bus from Marine Parade. This was when I was with my girlfriend. I was I think about 16.
To Orchard Road?
No, not to Orchard Road, to Changi Airport.
Oh.
It used to be a very nice drive from there to Changi Airport, and we'd hang out at Changi
Was
Airport.
that the last time you were on a bus? When was the last time you were on a bus?
I think maybe
A while,
17, 18.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, but the buses are the same, right?
Not
They look
really.
the
They
same.
got chargers as
I
well now.
remember.
Yes,
Buses
yeah.
have chargers now. You can
USB
charge your
points.
phone. You know, there are no more coins involved in little paper tickets. You know, right?
No paper ticket, but
No
you
paper.
can still pay.
You can still pay by coins. Yeah, for
But
tours
very
and all.
cozy. So I'm all for
Yeah.
this refurbishing of the 600 public buses and all that. Just make sure the aircon works.
Aircon works
Well,
perfectly.
that's the most important because of our climate. Okay, let's continue to talk to Nian Tjoe on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Our City featuring Adam Levine of Maroon 5, Locked Away on Kiss 92.
If I got locked away.
The buses look the same, actually.
I'm still on a mission to get Glenn on public transport. I really need to do it. You have to see it.
I don't mind, actually.
It's a
but
fantastic. You know, I feel like I've traveled to Europe, Australia, and all that. I feel like the Singapore MRT system specifically, because I don't take as many buses, is so well planned and so easy to navigate as compared to, say, Europe or Paris or London, because it's just so easy to get around and everything is so connected. You don't even have to step out whatsoever. There are lifts everywhere. Like, for example, if you go to Paris, sometimes you have to lug your bags up the stairs and all that. They don't have wheelchair accessibility and stuff. But for us, it's everything's been thought out.
I think we are also in that stage of recognizing the needs, because
Yeah.
there is an evolving need. I mean, often cited point is we have an aging,
Aging
population.
population,
So
yeah.
one of those things that is, versus the time when Glenn took a bus, is that the public buses today would have a ramp,
Yeah.
right? And that's really for those who are, either you're just not as mobile, and I think also, I think trains are really slick.
Yes.
Right? I mean, trains run like
So
clockwork.
well, yeah.
They should. buses, I think oftentimes I experience, at least my perception is, there's an opportunity for people to be people, right? You have drivers who are like, I mean, if somebody, there's an elderly folk, he will come down, flip the ramp for them and all that, and nobody will complain because this is like, okay, I mean, the person needs to get around.
Yeah.
I remember once I was on one of these very short bus rides. This guy wheeled himself up, right? Or rather, a random stranger pushed him up.
Okay.
He traveled all of one stop.
Yeah.
And then they wheeled him off. Another person helped him back. I think it overall go like, if you're in a rush, you'll be wishing and hoping that you just get on with it. But on the other hand, I think it's just little episodes like that. You go like, I mean, this is
People getting around.
People getting around,
Yeah.
and people being a community.
Yeah.
But so big are the buses now. As in a wheelchair can actually.
Oh my
go up
goodness,
the
you need
bus.
to get on the bus.
Yeah.
So
As in without folding, just like roll it in.
Yeah,
how
while
where are
you're
you
on
going to
it.
put the person?
Yeah.
The person goes on with the wheelchair.
That's true.
So it's the back door. So my dad is in a wheelchair, and my mom would prefer to take the bus than hire a car.
Okay.
Because hiring a
easier.
car would mean lifting the person out of the chair into the thing, folding the wheelchair and everything. But on a bus, the platform
The
gets
ramp
flipped
comes
down,
down,
the
yeah.
ramp comes down, you roll on, you park yourself at a wheelchair spot, you go and you roll right off. So the person doesn't need to get
I still
out.
can't imagine like the wheelchair up on the
So
on the bus.
there's like a drawbridge that comes down that connects to
Every
the
bus. Every bus can do this.
Most buses.
far as I
Most
know,
buses, yeah. There's a drawbridge that comes down and touches the pavement from the bus. It goes straight from the pavement up into the bus, and the driver does the drawbridge bit.
Then
platform
if the wheelchair is, let's say, not an electric wheelchair,
No,
and the person needs some help, then
The bus driver will push
the bus driver will come down if there's no one else to help.
Yes, yeah. The bus driver pushes the person.
Yeah,
down,
and also there's this is while we are talking about, I mean, oftentimes, I mean, buses don't make the news when they're running perfectly.
Of course.
When once in a while you I mean, there's actually an ongoing study and into like the safety of buses and bus drivers and all that, because there have been accidents, and accidents do happen.
Yeah.
But I think the counterpoint, I mean, the results are not out yet, but I think the what I always feel for is the fact that these bus captains, as they are called, right, are the ones that are doing all this work. I mean, you can say that yes, this is your job to get to go through the route, but there's that human part of it, of a sense of care, right, from these people. I don't think we thank them enough.
The bus drivers?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not all local, right?
No, not all local. I always say thank you to my bus driver. Yesterday I was on the bus and there was this little girl with her mom, and just before they got off, I heard the mom say thank you, and a little girl from the back door goes, "Thank you," and they were shouting out to the driver, and the mother also said the same, because we forget that there's someone that needs to drive the route day in, day out. It's quite monotonous.
No,
They're just going around in circles and
I mean, having to help, for example,
People, yeah.
people and all that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. And dealing with like passengers and, like people that don't follow the
And
rules.
keeping to the schedule,
Yeah.
most important. So, which is why sometimes as drivers, I mean, we need to give way to the buses.
Always,
Don't
yeah.
hog the bus lanes during peak hours and all that, because really, I mean, they are on a very tight schedule, and they have to time themselves perfectly, right?
Because if you what you want to avoid in planning, or rather in execution, is don't want them to bunch. They're saying like you don't.
We've seen them
together,
bunched
You wait
together.
a long time, and then 3 buses of the same number appear together.
and then they don't come for another hour.
Well, not that
Yeah,
bad, but
you know what I mean.
and notoriously, I don't think there's an app on earth that can tell you bus arrival to the minute, because there's always all these discrepancies, right? Because it could be they were caught by the traffic light, or they catch a series of traffic lights,
Yeah.
or it's just a bunch of drivers, bikes, or they're just getting their way.
External factors. Yeah.
So it's a tough job. Yeah, and I think on the point of drivers having a difficult, I mean the job is not easy. On the other side, I've spoken with drivers who say that they actually prefer working as a driver for public buses than for private buses.
Oh, what
The
did
reason
they say?
is because they run on the clock. It's scheduled, and the schedule allows them to say that I can. You actually have drivers who are Malaysians.
Yeah.
They say they can still reasonably have my own time, in that I can still go back home, whether it's in JB
to
or
Malaysia,
something. Yeah, which is not something that you can do if you are in a private bus arrangement where your hours are very long. And also it might not be scheduled.
Okay.
I see. They're changing the leather and all that.
Yeah,
for the seats.
the seats.
Is it Napa leather?
I think you want a hardy one. I want like 100% pure PVC.
Right.
PVC
which
is
will
better.
last
Yes.
17 years.
Easier to clean and everything.
all kind
yeah.
of mess that this thing goes through. Yeah.
Oh, red and blue, No,
Because the red
seriously,
seats, so the red seats are for the priority passengers, like your older people. The blue is in the back, right? So the red seats are closer to the doors and
I
stuff.
see.
Yeah.
It's always been blue, actually.
But they're
for
not all
many
red
years.
and blue. There are some
Yeah, I
other
always
colours.
feel that these signs in buses and trains always have this nudging of like, I don't know whether as an able-bodied,
I
not
can
so
sit
old
there.
person, can I sit very long?
You
Like
can
somebody walks
sit,
in.
but of course, if you see someone that needs it more, you get up, right?
And that's the point. I think they are designed in that way to give you that nudge.
yeah.
Where you go like, there's a sign there, but it's very polite that says that, if somebody comes,
Yeah.
give them.
You can sit there, but
Yeah,
give it up.
which
yeah.
I still
reasonable,
don't
right?
agree with this.
What?
Like, if the whole bus is full and all that, and there are no like handicapped people or old people, or whatever, then the 2 seats will be empty.
No, you can
you
sit
can.
there.
Yeah,
like
like
we're
just
saying
sit
you
lah,
can.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, if
that's
somebody who
better.
needs it more than you,
Yeah.
give it up. I mean, and oftentimes you have families that come in and they can't all fit on the same row, for example. And you see, like, normally, there will be some kind commuters that will say, hey, take my seat.
Yeah.
And then you can sit with your child or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see if they're struggling. I'll get
So you
up.
see why I don't want to take the bus?
Why?
Because I don't want to be sitting in one of these red seats, and then someone will just take one photo, boom, that's it. No context,
You
nothing.
can also stand if you
Glenn
want.
sitting in
You can,
some
but you can stand if you want.
handicapped seat.
Yeah, you can also stand.
You can also stand. You can stand for a while, right? I mean, I've seen you play golf for like hours. On
Yeah,
end.
I know.
Or walk.
Or walk.
Yeah.
If anyone sees you sitting,
Then if I stand, then I accidentally
there are
I'm gonna
handles.
fall, and someone takes a photo.
They have
then.
handles. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I can put you in. I can put you in.
Jack Harlow with First Class right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Some people, instead of saying hello, they'll go Harlow.
Like Jack Harlow.
Like Jack Harlow. We have with us our senior transport correspondent from the Straits Times, Nian Tjoe, and we've been talking about the refurbishment of some of our buses here in Singapore. About over 600
Yes.
of these buses. The whole fleet, if we're talking about all the buses that we have a few thousand.
Well, it's about 6,000 for public buses.
Okay.
Yeah, rest of them are private buses.
How many are electric for the public buses? What's the percentage now?
Oh, it's really tiny. I think
Oh,
we
okay.
are the first proper batch of 300 something are just starting.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, back to it is that always we got to be aware that because there is a lifespan that the existing buses have to reach before you can duly replace them in a reasonable way. Yeah. Then the other thing with these existing buses, I mean, while you have these 600 or so buses that are getting their refresh, I mean, I also know of buses that are the existing buses. Actually, they have different technologies that have been implemented into them
Like what?
to make them a little bit better to work with. Two things come to mind. One is on the driver side, right? They have the drivers are being monitored. Right, monitored in terms of just watching over them if they are showing signs of drowsiness, or
Falling
fatigue.
asleep or something,
Yeah,
right?
And then
Okay.
also, so they have this which it's not just to catch them out, as it were, but it helps the controller to know like if there's a risk of something happening.
It's kind of like what you have in your cars as well. Does it watch the eyes, or is it an
Yes.
actual person that's watching the drivers?
No,
it's technology.
manpower. It
It's-
needs to be
right.
technology.
So it's
yeah,
technology.
Yeah,
okay.
but these feedback to the control to the controller to know if this person might be a little bit tired or something like that. That they watch over them.
Okay.
And then there's the other thing that has been implemented in some of the buses is they are starting to put in. It's kind of like to replace our conventional wing mirrors with screens and cameras.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm not sure how I feel about
I'm a
that
bit
though.
as well because
Yeah.
there are already when we try cars as drivers, there are cars out there that are sold with these technologies,
Yeah.
and it doesn't always work because you don't have a perception of depth.
Yeah.
You can't tell, and all these other shortcomings. On the plus side is that if you imagine in a crowded bus, I don't know any giraffes who are driving buses. They can't like crane their neck over to look at the mirrors if it's blocked by people who are standing.
Yeah.
So there are arguments for. Question is, does it work in totality or not? Is this the best
Yeah.
solution?
Like I always say, just use until something happens.
No, but I feel like
this is some kind of progress. This is progress that is being put into the buses already.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like internal cameras great and all that, but when it comes to like side mirrors and rear view mirrors, I feel still the old school glass mirrors are the best.
There you
know?
said it, old-fashioned.
No, because I've driven a car that has a camera for a rear view mirror, and which can be also switched off. But I feel with the camera also, like Nian Tjoe says, you don't get the proper real perspective
Right.
of things.
It's
you
one of
know?
those things you just
perception.
need to get used to it.
But depth perception
Yeah,
is a
the depth
problem.
perception is a problem. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you. It's you're never going to overcome that with a camera.
Right.
Yeah. So mirrors, I feel.
Then you
still
got all
should
the
be-
warning lights on. I mean,
No,
when
that's
you put
okay.
everything
That's-
together.
But
it's-
you can have too much information.
too much tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's on the driving side. Then on the maintenance side, I think to me I've always been quite keen on how they are actually putting in systems to know. The goal is to have predictive maintenance. That means to catch something before it even fails.
Okay.
Right? But to do all that is really fascinating in the way of how they derive that. What are those key things as a passenger? I mean, for me, I'll be like, hot day and the aircon not cold enough. So it's not just systems on saying that the bus knows that it's not cold enough. It can kind of self-diagnose to give a clue on what is causing it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So they have all this, and this is where you have maybe on the back of what was announced in America today. There is AI behind it already. There is AI that informs the maintenance team to know that this bus if it shows this couple of signs. The
This needs to
machine
be
tells
done.
it, suggests that it not just this needs to be done, but something else upstream is going to start to fail. That they start
Okay.
working. So the operators have actually been because for them, ensuring the buses are on the road, that's their KPI. They have to deliver on that, and they have to do it in a way that is not too costly in terms of maintenance.
Okay. Very cool.
Well, good job, LTA. I mean, it's going to take a whole year, though. I mean, after everything is completed, they say it's going to be end of the year or early 2026.
But it's something that's always a work in progress, right?
Yeah, this is
Other
just one of the
10%
many
at a time. 10%,
Yeah.
interesting
10%,
projects.
10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Nian Tjoe, thank you so much. We'd love to stay and chat a little bit longer. Always a pleasure having you in the studio, but we have to go because Shalini Susan is already flashing the red card in my face. Thanks, Nian Tjoe. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.